Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, I'm the Whiskey Nerd, and St. Patrick's Day is almost here. That means it's time to list out some Irish whiskies you should definitely try out this year. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right to it. First off, we're going to give an honourable mention to Jameson. Jameson is one of those Irish whiskey brands that everyone should know about. Like, you don't need me to tell you about Jameson, but it is still a very solid Irish whiskey. I mean, there is a reason it is one of the best-selling whiskies in the world. It's definitely the best-selling Irish whiskey in the world because it's easy to drink, it's easy to find, and it's easy on the wallet. So if you're looking for something simple to drink on St. Patrick's Day, this is definitely one to keep an eye out for because it's just a very easy to find, easy to enjoy whiskey. Next up, we're going to look at something a little bit more upmarket and definitely better for making cocktails. Roe & Co. Roe & Co is a very solid Irish whiskey choice. It's a blended whiskey and it comes in at 45% ABV, so while it's still easy to drink, it has plenty of weight and plenty of flavour, and it is very good for making mixed drinks at home because it has a good bit of weight, has a good bit of depth. It really does shine in a cocktail without overpowering any of your other ingredients. So if you're kind of new to whiskey drinking, or if you've got some friends who are kind of new to whiskey drinking, Roe & Co is definitely something they'll probably enjoy. For something a little bit more complex, we've got Teeling's Small Batch Irish Whiskey. So like Roe & Co, it is a blended whiskey and it comes in at 46% ABV, so it's just a little bit stronger than Roe & Co, but this was actually finished in rum casks. That gives it a little bit of extra sweetness, a little bit of extra kind of tropical fruits, a little bit of extra spiciness, and a little bit more oak impact into the whiskey. So while it's still very good for cocktails, it still makes some very nice kind of old fashions and those kind of nice spicy cocktails. It's also a very good straight sipper, and it might have some notes you're not used to tasting in Irish whiskey. So if you've not tried Teeling whiskey, maybe St. Patrick's Day is a good opportunity to give it a go. But what if you're out and about this St. Patrick's Day and you still want Irish whiskey? Well, Two Stacks have you covered with their Dram in a Can. So these are Irish whiskies that you can get in a can. So they can sell them in packs of 4, or some shops will sell them individually, and they're just very nice whiskies. They're the same whiskies they have in their full-size bottles, just in 100ml cans. So they come in at 86 proof or 43% ABV. They have a blended whiskey variant of it, which is just nice, kind of easy to drink, very approachable, very beginner friendly, but still has a lot of flavor. And they've got a single malt version that has a little bit of smoke and a little bit of weight behind it for maybe people who are a little bit more kind of experienced whiskey drinkers, or people who really do like the idea of a single malt. So if you're out and about and you want to drink whiskey in a kind of a novel way, the Dram in a Can is definitely a kind of a portable, novel solution to enjoy good Irish whiskey wherever you are. Speaking of malt whiskey, let's imagine you're a Scotch whiskey drinker and you really love the flavour you get in a single malt whiskey. Well, Dingle Irish Whiskey has you covered. This is a very good Irish whiskey. It was aged in bourbon casks and PX sherry casks, so it has a lot of sweetness, a lot of weight to it, but also a lot of rich, sweet kind of berry flavors coming through from that PX finishing. It is a single malt whiskey, so it does have all those classic kind of malted barley flavors coming through, but because it's made by Dingle, they have a kind of a specific kind of flavor profile to their whiskey. Very nice, very kind of earthy and herbal, and just a very good, very solid Irish whiskey. It's not too expensive, very easy to find, especially as Dingle increase their production and they have more and more whiskies in their lineup. This is their core single malt, so it should be relatively easy to find. And if you're a malt whiskey drinker but you want to try something Irish, Dingle single malt is definitely where to go. And lastly, if you want to try Ireland's native pot still style of whiskey, you can't go wrong with either Green Spot or Redbreast Irish whiskey. So these are both made by the same distillery. They both come in at the same proof and they should be the same price in any store you go to. So that's why I've got them both up at the same time, because while they do come from the same place, from the same stills, they are very, very different styles of whiskey. So because pot still whiskey allows the distillery to kind of play around with the recipe, kind of do different things with the amount of barley in there, the amount of other grains they use, you can get very, very different results, but still have both of them be called pot still whiskey. So Green Spot, lots of apples and pears and vanilla, a very kind of light, fruity whiskey, whereas Redbreast 12 is much more kind of stewed berries, kind of like Christmas cake, much more spicy, much more kind of oaky coming through. So if you like kind of the idea of a lighter, fruity whiskey, absolutely Green Spot. If you like the kind of spicy, kind of heavier drams, definitely give Redbreast a go, because they're both solid Irish whiskies. They're both kind of pillars of pot still Irish whiskey. They both are great representations of what pot still can be, but they do offer different kind of flavors. So there you have it, a quick rundown of some great Irish whiskies which you should definitely try out this St. Patrick's Day. Wherever you are in the world, at least one of these will be on the shelves near you, so you can definitely give them a go. Maybe you like the sound of one of them or two of them or all of them, so I definitely encourage you to pick the ones you like. Let me know down in the comments below what you'll be drinking this St. Patrick's Day. Will you be drinking any of these, or will you be drinking something different? Let me know, because I'd love to hear from you. I put out whiskey reviews on Wednesdays, I put out cocktail recipes on Fridays, and kind of fun videos like this every now and then on Mondays. So if you want to see more, make sure you scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Sláinte.